Greetings, this is Charles Darwin. When I was 9 years old, I had a dream. I want to tell you about that dream. First, let me tell you what I'd been reading the day of the dream. First of all, I'd been reading about cavemen. Now, back then we didn't distinguish between Neanderthals and Cro-Magnon. The second thing I'd been reading about, this was in the 1960s, I read about the first successful attempt at biological control. All of the fruit flies on the island of Curacao in the Caribbean had been eradicated because radiation sterilized males had been released into the population. They mated with the females who could then not lay fertilized eggs. Now, at the time, I did not know about the cedilla. The cedilla is a little squiggle that hangs like a tapeworm down underneath a C. And in languages such as French, this takes a C that would normally be pronounced with a hard sound and turn it into a soft sound. But I didn't know that, so I thought that the island was called Curacao. And so when the dream started, there was background music and there was a title scene as well. You know, with the title in a curve, the way they used to do in the old movies. The background music was, first of all, a percussion, and there was a vocal. Somebody in the background was going, Curacao, Curacao, over and over again. Now, I would try doing them together, but I'm not coordinated enough to do that. And then, as the dream actually began, there was this caveman coming toward me. And he had his hands up like this, and he had a grimace on his face, and he had long broken fingernails, and he had yellow broken teeth, and he had yellow bloodshot eyes, and there were pustules all over his skin that was covered with scraggly hairs. Oh, he was ugly, he was scary, and he was coming toward me closer and closer. Curacao, Curacao. What did I do? I was only 9 years old. What was I supposed to do? Well, what I did was, I just stepped out of the way. Curacao, Curacao, Curacao. And he just kept going. Well, one of the things I learned from that is that sometimes, not always, you can overcome challenges and problems by just letting them go their own way, and everything will be okay. That doesn't always work. But I'm here to talk to you today about why it is that we consider cavemen to be ugly and scary. What is it about them that frightens us? Well, the evidence of our caveman ancestry, I believe, makes us realize that we evolved as part of nature with passions and instincts and morality that made sense and were useful, that worked in prehistoric times. We were not created to be good or to reason or to live in houses. Of course, we also did not evolve to be bad. What happened in evolution is natural selection favored a mixed bag of behaviors that today we would call good and bad, whatever worked under those conditions. And therefore, to realize that we aren't all that different from chimpanzees and gorillas, etc., frightens many people. It gives them a great feeling of discomfort. Now, I don't know why this necessarily has to be. All you have to do is watch the news on television, read about it online, and any given day, there are more horrors committed around the world than you could possibly understand, even if they were all reported to you. And to think that we're somehow better than cavemen, I'm not so sure about that. You see, it's not seeing a scary caveman that frightens us. What frightens us is that, as it were, we're looking into a mirror and seeing ourselves. This is Charles Darwin. Tally ho, and amen.